Hello my friend, this is Hellpass. I am Vasilis, the singer, the vocalist and the lyrics writer of Hellpass, and this is Alex, our drummer.
Hi Udita.
We are really honored to be on your channel, and I mean it's an honor for us to have the opportunity to reach a broader audience and show what Hellpass really actually stands for. So we sincerely would like to thank you for that. Let's start with the questions then. So that's a very sensitive question about us. I mean, we started as three people. It was me, Vasilis, Alex, our drummer, and Agilos, the songwriter and the guitarist of the band. We met for another project, basically, that was a completely different band, still heavy metal-ish, right?
Yeah, of course.
I was in spring, I think, 2022.
Late spring, early summer of 22.
Yeah, that's true. So back then the formation was completely different. It was really different. And well, we started rehearsing. Some members didn't really add up.
Yeah.
So we made some changes, and we decided that this was the time to completely change the project and create a completely new band. With a different name, different logo, and different songs. So we had a full album ready, and we just said, you know what, let's not do that, this project. Let's start off our own, a completely new thing. And that's how Hellpass started. I mean, we went for more, I would call it not so technical metal, more of organic, yeah. I mean, we started just rehearsing, hearing each other's sounds and basically feeding to each other, so we would create a whole construction of what we think our flow should be. So as you said, this was organic.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a difficult time for our time plan as Hellpass, because we wanted to record an album really soon. I mean, we had the summer to work for it, to write the songs, and it was a challenge. So it was tough to to tell our fellow songwriter Agilos that you need to write 10 songs for a new album right away. We needed it like in a month or so, right? But the surprise was actually that Agilos came up with a full album in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it was.
He's basically a composing machine for that album.
Seriously. I mean, we were asking for some few songs in the beginning, but the dude just came to the next rehearsal, having done everything. It was amazing, because we had rehearsed so much together that we knew how each other played, so it was really easy to build harmony between all these instruments. So yeah, we started as 3 people, and I was playing the bass. Yeah, at the time. And well, so we had an album, right? And we had to decide our name, our brand name. As we said, we wanted to be different. And well, we thought that our reality, as we lived it in the past years, I mean, COVID crisis. We had the war in Ukraine. Here in Greece, there was a huge financial crisis we lived through.
And also COVID.
Yeah.
The lockdown thing and everything.
So it was a difficult situation. So we realized that, if there is a hell, it's probably on earth, not underneath. Therefore, maybe what we call hell, so under the earth, could be actually much better than here. Therefore, we said, you know, how about having a utopic, I don't know, place that we could go that could be better, and how about that would be hell? If it's so, then our ticket to that would be our music.
Yeah.
So Hellpass is basically the ticket to hell. There you go, Hellpass. Another point of view for our name would be that we're playing metal. I mean, metal since the 70s and early 80s, it was labeled as devil's music.
Since the very beginning.
And before that, in the 50s, rock and roll was doomed, you know, was damned by the Catholic Church as being, you know, the devil's music. It comes from hell, and you know, if you play this music backwards, it would be the devilish words and everything.
You were also a Satanist and devil worshipper if you played it backwards and everything.
Precisely. I mean, we all know about the trial where Dee Schneider from Twisted Sister had to actually argue that, you know, metal doesn't make you aggressive or anything. So anyways, we wanted to play this pure classic heavy metal in a modern sound, and we figured if it's the devil's music, then, you know, so be it. We're gonna play the devilish music as hard as we can. So this is what Hellpass stands for. So yeah, we finished our songs in the summer of 2022, and we started recording. We hit the studio in the September of 2022, right? I mean, we had the album ready really fast because everything was clicking. We were just playing by feeling, and we were feeling this music.
Basically, we started composing in June 22, and in July everything was finished. Every part, lyric, riff, solo, drum beat, everything. So in late August and, as you said, early September, we just hit the studios with first recording the drums and then the riffs and so on.
So yeah, it was pretty fast for us because, you know, in like 4 months we had created an album. We had recorded the album, we were done with the whole thing, mastering and mix. We had a photo shoot for the promotion of the band.
Yeah.
And we had already found by October our bassist, our next member, because I wanted to focus more on the show, performances, so we had to find somebody else to play the bass, somebody more technical, although, as I said, our main goal was never to be technical, virtuous and everything. I mean, Alex is a drum machine, he's already virtuous, and Aguilos as well, as you can hear the guitars on the album. So we wanted to play by heart, you know. We wanted to feel the music, and we wanted the recording to be like a live version of what we imagined, like as if we are in a stadium and, you know, we're playing the music and it's being recorded. So not like a sterile technical studio version, you know. I personally disagree with you know, the modern metal genre that is trying to always be more, I don't know, difficult, more too much
complex,
more complex. I mean, metal started as something you feel, not something you think of. I mean, it's more, I think some musics, you know, some genres are more of an idea. This music is feeling, it's not an idea.
Feeling, aggression, rawness.
Exactly, and that's what we try to bring to this album. You can hear it in our album. You can hear in the recording that, you know, it has a life by its own. So we were done in October. The album was labeled Gates of War, and well, then we had found a new bassist and we started planning our future. So basically, this is how it all started. Well, as we answered in the previous question, I mean, to describe our story is basically to describe everything that Hellpass stands for. So Hellpass sound consists by different genres of metal. I would say heavy metal, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean this is the base. The
Yeah,
ground floor
we're
for that.
basically a heavy metal band with other influences like thrash metal.
Exactly,
Doom.
like Doom, yeah. And in the vocals, we also have some melodies that come from the Viking folk genre. You know, high voices, melodies that come from this folklore, and I really enjoy. So we basically try to use some epic elements to add them to this thrash and heavy metal sound. And I think in the end, you do enjoy some epic influences in metal. I mean, you want to sing it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Oath to the Metal Gods, for example.
And also Manowar is a classical epic band. It's
Fuck
the
yeah.
epic band. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. They're awesome. So yeah, what's our sound consists of is basically it's thrash metal, it's heavy metal, it's doom, it's Viking metal, epic metal. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can basically fit it into these type of labels, but yeah, it's a mixture of all of them.
And also that is what is unique about the sound of Hellpass. What makes Hellpass a different heavy metal band, but a different heavy metal band.
I do agree with that. So yeah, what our culture or philosophy is in Hellpass is basically we first feel the music, what the idea is in the beginning, and then we all play together again and again, and we try to make a song, to create a song that is something that you would feel and dance to it and sing it and shout it, you know, headbang, a mosh pit, and that's what you can also see in our concerts. I mean, we do bring this music to life in concert. That's what I love about Hellpass. We don't just play our songs, you know, we perform them with the people.
With the people, and also we do have in mind that these songs are going to one day be played in stadiums. So we want people in stadiums to sing them and to participate. Actually, everyone that has come in at least one of our shows knows that Vasilis actually engages with the crowd and asks them to sing some lyrics and some words here and there.
As I like to say, in every concert is basically that people, the crowd, the audience, they are our, well, seventh player. I mean, we have 5 members now. We added, as we explained in our history, we added a bassist in the band. That was a pretty awesome addition because we needed, I needed personally to be free to, you know, jump off stage, run around and everything. I mean, this connection to the crowd, I think it's more difficult if you're wearing an instrument, right? So Nikos Paraskevopoulos, he was added to the band. He was the bassist, and now we have the pleasure to announce a new addition to the band, our 5th member, who is Vagelis, and or as he is known, Vapa, who is our rhythmic guitarist. And so now we're 5. And I mean, we do believe that the sound engineer of a band is also a member.
Yeah,
One
definitely.
of probably the most important one, right? So we are 6. That's what we say. We are 6 people in Hellpass, and the 7th member of our band is always the audience, because without them, some of the lyrics can be sung. This is how we create our songs. So what Hellpass stands for anyone listening to your channel, would be the connection of our band to the crowd, feeling the music that is branded as Hellpass, our ticket to hell. Well, you know, I have to, you know, remember childlike memories. Well, I remember my best friend was a huge metalhead. Now he's a drummer of a punk rock band, and we started, I think, with Megadeth and Sepultura. That was, whoa, you know, for me it was too much at the time. I gotta be honest, it was too much, because I was a person that was listening more to rock and roll, blues, and some hard rock like AC/DC, you know. So I was listening from like Buddy Guy, like blues, and Jerry Lee Lewis, Chuck Berry, till I don't know, AC/DC and Guns N' Roses. I mean, I wouldn't call myself a classic metalhead. So then I listened closely more to Megadeth, and it was a surprise for me. I mean, the energy that the songs made you feel, that was mesmerizing, to be honest. And I gotta be, you gotta feel this music to love it. I mean, if you just listen to it, you know, at a low volume, at home, chilling, you don't feel it. You know?
Yeah.
You need to head back to this music. So then I decided that, you know what, I said, I like it. You know, I wanna try, I wanna see how it is in a concert, you know? So I remember when we went to this concert that was here with, it was Firewind, with Subway, I think, and I think, yeah, the headliner was Judas Priest. Oh my God. Oh, Judas Priest. You can hear it in our album that I love Judas Priest. I'm trying to bring this element of Rob Halford to the voice that I make in the album. I love Judas Priest. So I would say Judas Priest, Megadeth, and obviously Metallica. I mean, the first song in the metal genre you should know is Master of Puppets, obviously, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much more to metal music, but you know, Master of Puppets, everybody knows that, everybody. So I would say that, yeah, this was my start that got me into metal. I really loved the feeling you get. I really loved how so hardcore it is, and in the concert everybody was going crazy, and I loved that. It wasn't just the audience just sitting, you know, and listening to this music, which, I mean, it's okay, obviously, but there's music you can dance to, there's music you listen to, there's music for a concert that would be better performed live, there's music that is better on a studio version, and then there's metal.
Yeah, which is a music just to express your aggressive side of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, your anger, or even
Or
just
power.
yeah,
or
or
just
power.
energy and power, yeah.
Or to sing some songs like in epic metal, to sing some songs of historical figures of this epic background, you know. I'm imagining Iron Maiden, because I gotta be honest, I mean, I love Judas Priest, but to be honest, my ultimate favorite metal band, as probably most of the people of the metalheads in Greece, is Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just amazing. I had the pleasure to play at a festival that the headliners were Iron Maiden, so technically you could say that we opened Iron Maiden, but there was so many bands before. But still, to see Iron Maiden perform live, to me it's a wonder. I mean, I don't know how they do that, this energy. What's your favorite metal experience?
Oh well, I think that the first time that I was involved in a mosh pit, yeah, it was shocking and also memorable, because, you know, it's like the first punch that you ever get in your teeth.
That's so true.
And it's for metal. It's a metal punch. Yeah, I think that the first mosh pit
Really got you into metal, right?
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I mean, it was a really positive feedback from our manager, from our sound engineer, from the recording studio. Everybody knew that this was gonna be a really, really good album. We hear that from live stages that we play in Athens and in Thessaloniki. We heard that from agencies. I mean, some, not really few, actually many labels.
And also labels in all over the world, and also radios, web
radio
zines.
stations. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. That's so true. Yeah. So what we hear, what we receive as feedback is ultimately very, very positive. They really enjoy this live-like character that the album has, that you could imagine it being recorded in a stadium. I mean, you could imagine many big things listening to this album. You feel the music. So yeah, I think it's pure metal, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, we had some reviews from rock magazines, to name a few, and thank them really, really sincerely. It's Rock Overdose,
Yeah. Rockway.
Rock Attitude, all these magazines that were amazing. The Brett Scarrett Show, some radio stations,
And Flow and Flow Radio.
there are so many that really want to thank them all for their support. It's really important for us to have such appreciation and support from the music industry in Greece and outside Greece, because we were referenced and played in Spain, the US, in Brazil, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know how we got there. I mean, internet is a magical thing, because there's no border to this music. If you play and you perform and you sing in English, you know, it's universal.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty positive, I gotta say. And we really enjoy people texting us and you know, sharing how their thoughts, how they feel about the album, some ideas, what they would expect for the future. All this feedback is really important for us, because it helps us understand the vibe of our audience, and it helps us understand what we can do to move forward in the next one.
And also many people message us asking if we have pressed Gates of War as a CD format, because they want to buy the physical thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I think our music is a worldwide music.
Yeah.
And as you said in the previous question, I mean, you imagine it being played in a big stadium. So we can't wait for this to happen.
Yeah.
Short word about Gates of War. This is the name of the album of Hellpass. Gates of War is an album dedicated and inspired from the events of the past years, where we had the COVID crisis, but mainly of the war in Ukraine. You can hear in the lyrics that this album is an anti-war album. It talks about humanity and unity between nations, instead of political games and division for us to be weaker. So I would say that Gates of War basically describes what we all think in this period. You know, we should unite, because there are more things that unite us rather than things that divide us.
And also that's a lyric from our song Burning Flags.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when I try to describe the album, sometimes I do quote myself. I'm really sorry about that. It's not a promotional trick. It's really, I put my thoughts down and I make them lyrics to, you know, rhyme. But these are thoughts that I originally have, and that's why I think that our music is so raw that you can really relate to it. It's some thoughts with some music to make you feel it. Yeah, to make you feel it. So yeah, that's what Gates of War stands for, and we're really glad that we had so many good reviews. And we hope that we're gonna keep on going, and we have some new material. We're posting every 2 months. We're posting a new video clip and also some videos from our concerts. So you should check them out on our social media and our streaming platforms. That's a toughie. I mean, obviously, it's not the guitar. As we said, yeah, I mean, Angelos is a songwriting machine. So basically, 50% or more of the song would be ready by him so fast, you wouldn't even know, right? So, yeah, I mean, for me, I'm gonna speak for the lyric writing and the vocals. For me, the process is, it's either 0 or 100%. I mean, I'm gonna listen to a song, and if I really feel it, if I really like it, if I really enjoy it, I'm gonna get inspired. And inspiration comes to me really fast, like a headache. When it comes to me, I have to really just write down what I feel, what I think, and then just make it rhyme, try to think of how I'm gonna sing that, what it reminds me of, which genres, which elements, which influences, and basically I just put it together really fast, because if I don't, it's just gonna go away, you know? It's on the moment, because in my opinion, I think that lyrics have to not be so processed. They have to stay raw, they have to be original. This originality, in my opinion, gets lost when you try to overthink it, what other people would think, how it should, you know, sound better, etc. It is what it is. It's something that came to your mind and you want to share with people. So that's how, I mean, that's how fast it comes to me. It comes down to our lyrics. I think it takes like a day, not more. I mean, it will be done so original that it shouldn't be over processed. And the vocals the same way. I mean, in the same day, I'm thinking and writing lyrics right away, basically on that part that I think that it should fit. So it is really fast. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not a virtuous and difficult and complex, procedure. It's more, as we said many times about Hellpass, it's more about the feeling. It's more about originality rather than overthinking, making it so technical, etc.
And complex and everything. Yeah.
So I mean, I would say guitar and vocals wouldn't be the ones that take long, right? And bass. Too.
Yeah, and also drums. I'm also pretty much organic myself because, well, as we have described already, organic playing and thinking is a basic element of our band. So Angelos sent me the pre-recordings of his riffs and whole songs actually, not just riffs. And I'm listening to the song and to the music, and I am playing by feeling on the go, and then I review what I have played, make some changes here and there, and I quickly end up with the final skeletal part of the rhythm bass for every song, and everything else is done. Every minute detail is done in the rehearsal room. Actually, this is what Hellpass does for the most part. We rehearse together, we play together, we connect together in the same room. So every one of us actually records the ideas, we connect together, and then like we go into the studio, in the rehearsal studio, and then we go with the flow.
Yeah, I think it's the chemistry that makes us so unique and original. I mean, I think this is our strongest point. You know, you can see that in the performances. We have some videos online from our performances. You can see how we mix and how we understand each other on stage and off stage, right? So yeah, I mean, imagine like we're cooking. Right? So every member brings their own ingredients. This is the individual part of every member for their instrument to, provide for this recipe that we're trying to make, which would be the end product, would be the song. So this is a fast procedure to, come up with ingredients and bring them. but what takes more time is basically rehearsing. It's cooking, mixing these ingredients at the right amount so there is harmony, so you can feel all the flavors, which would be all the instruments. You can hear them in pure harmony on the album, on the recording, and that's of course rehearsed. So it comes down to chemistry, and I think that's what takes most of the time. You know, we play, more ideas, we add something, we subtract something, so the end product would be just us playing what we have played like 1,000 times.
Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
So yeah, that's what takes most of our time in the creative process. That's tough to answer. I mean, there's some high points that I could highlight. Well, when I took part, I played at one of the days of Rock in Vienna festival, where my band opened Iron Maiden. We were not the opening act of Iron Maiden, we were playing at the same day, same stage. I mean, there were so many people there. It felt really awesome to move so many people. Back then we were playing hard rock, and it felt really good to connect with so many people, but at the same time have such a huge stage to run. So I did really enjoy that, and obviously being in this huge organization of this huge concert, basically festival it was a 3-day festival, you know, being part of that, it makes you feel like you're part of something greater, you know, not just rehearsing in your own studio. So that would be a high point, I would say. You know, then again, meeting Axl Rose, that would also be something I will never forget. I think meeting your idols is a bittersweet experience that you could have, but for sure it's something you will never forget in your whole life. So my next goal is to meet Bruce Dickinson. But as the highest point of my career, I would say it would be meeting these guys. I mean, Alex and Angelos. Yeah. Obviously. You know why? It's more important for me to have a family that I connect with, rather than meeting somebody that has done huge things in the music industry, but I'm only gonna meet this person for only like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, and then I'm never gonna see that person again. I will still be able to listen to them, to this huge band or artist, but family comes to stay, you know? These are people that I connected with Angelos and Alex, when we created Hellpass. And we continued bonding even more when we created our album, Gates of War. When I stopped with my other band in Austria, I never thought that I would join another band, because to be honest, I was done, you know, with all the gigs, with the touring, with the recording. I focused on my job. So my job was in business administration. I had my studies in law. I had other priorities. So I, for some time of like 5 years, I, you know, stopped performing so much. And these guys really persuaded me to start again, because they were, first of all, so creative, but at the same time, they were so professional. You know, most people are either or. These people had the whole package. They really were passionate about what they're doing. They were ambitious, big dreams, big goals, and they were professional enough to, and you know, they were also so real. They were expressing themselves without thinking that this would make them seem, I don't know, like too crazy or too honest, you know. They really persuaded me that this could be a family we could all create together and create something big. And in my opinion, I mean, Hellpass is not one of the biggest metal bands right now, but in my opinion, Hellpass could be. They made me believe in this dream. And we started this journey, and we have no idea knowing how and where it's gonna end, but I really hope it's gonna be really high.
And that's the fun of it.
That's the fun of
You
it.
don't know the end.
Yeah, and you know, it's fucking metal, you know? Let's roll with it. So yeah. Well, as we said in the previous question, we had some really positive responses in our local scene from magazines, and we would like to really thank all of the rock magazines, the radio stations, everybody who helped us out, supported the band from early on, and really enjoyed and reviewed our album. Also internationally, I mean, as we said, we were played in, well, London. We were played, England. We were played in Brazil, in the US, in Spain, some streaming platforms like Twitch or YouTube channels that promoted us, or some live streaming on YouTube, websites. We would like to thank them a lot because this gives us the strength and belief that we can do more, we can invest more in this music, and we can do something, we can create something new, and we can move on, and we can proceed as a band to become even bigger and bigger.
Definitely, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, to name a few, Brett Scout show, as we said, and some radio stations in Sweden and in England. It's amazing really that, you know, people would listen to heavy metal from Greece, from all around the world, and that fascinates us really. And it makes us want to really go and tour everywhere. So yeah, thank you so much everybody who's listening to this channel. We thank you all. Well, I love Judas Priest, so Rob Halford's, his voice, in my opinion, has so much strength. It's amazing. It's high and hard at the same time. In low voices, I love the voice of Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead. And to be honest, my idol is the singer of Iron Maiden, Dickinson. I mean, Bruce Dickinson has so much strength and range in his voice. I love the lyrics he writes, although not all the lyrics from Iron Maiden are his, but I really love the way he performs while singing on so high-pitched notes. I do admire how he does that, you know, running and singing so technically correct in his live performances. So yeah, this epic influence in his voice and the music of Iron Maiden and the way they perform it, I would say that they are my favorite band, and that Dickinson would be my biggest influence in singing in Hellpass. That's easy. I mean, any album from Iron Maiden, I do enjoy. I mean, who would be your favorite? Which album would be your favorite from Iron Maiden? I mean,
Power Slave.
It's tough for me to decide, so I would let you decide.
Well, for me, the golden era is from Killers onwards to Seventh Son.
For sure.
I think that also that's the more popular opinion, that Power Slave is their best album. and I go with that because, to me honestly, Power Slave, I love that album not because it's Iron Maiden and it's strong Iron Maiden. I can connect and headbang with that album. That's what makes me so fond of it. Also, Number of the Beast is a great song.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I mean, you're not choosing Number of the Beast. Like, I'm sorry. I'm apologizing for Alex for not choosing this album first. I mean, I really thought he would for me, but yeah. I mean, Power Slave is just amazing. I mean, I think for Hellpass, Power Slave would be the most relatable album from Iron Maiden because it actually combines these two elements that we're trying to show in our performances, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. I mean, for me, it would be anything from Iron Maiden. Their creative range is so huge that I cannot really just pick one. So there you go. It's two. So Power Slave and Number of the Beast. For me, Number of the Beast would be their highest point in their career, but they're still going. I mean, the newest album, Senjutsu, I mean, I mean, fuck them, you know, you gotta be in this age and still create such amazing songs in an era...
And create new music, actually.
New music in an era that, you know, metal, to be honest, it's not so high in the charts. I mean, you have these pop trends and, you know, trap trends, but still, heavy metal goes on from old bands and new. Well, that's something that, I mean, there's obviously ups and downs in anybody's career, and the music industry has pros and cons. So I personally, I mean, I don't live in a cloud, you know, I do understand what reality looks like. So yeah, obviously elitism exists, you know, from the audience, from the metal audience, they are still, after so many years, hung up on an era, the golden era of metal in the 80s, you know, and some 90s, I mean early 90s I would say. They were amazing years, sure, but I'm speaking now to the audience of your channel. If you want new music and not to listen to the same albums, the same songs of some amazing, huge bands, but still the same music, you know, if you want some new music, you need to invest to new bands. There's so many new bands, so many amazing new bands that people haven't even heard of. So you need to support your local scene. In every country, in every city, there's new bands in general, not just metal bands, new bands being created by passionate musicians every day and hour. And every year, every month, there's so many new bands. The audience can just, you know, support them financially by buying some merch, some t-shirts, some albums, listening to them, following them on social media, going to the concerts, you know, supporting the local scene is not just an idea. It's something you need to do if you want to keep your local scene alive and music in general alive, because trends, internet trends, and international pop culture is unifying world, but in a bad sense, in a sense that, you know, there's not so much diversity in the music genres. Therefore, if you want to revive metal, you need to invest in new metal bands that are going to be also cheaper, they're going to be more accessible, play more frequently around you, and you're going to hear more new songs. So yeah, that's a part that, you know, the audience can play in reviving our music. Elitism exists, that's true, and for a true reason, and that exists also in the music industry, in the levels, you know, in the management levels, from bookers to promoters. I mean, it's a reality we all live in. It's easier for a bigger band to book gigs than a smaller band. It's tougher for a smaller band to go up the steps in this pyramid. Yeah, but I mean in every industry there's the same pattern. Not everybody is as high in the ranks as anybody else. There's veterans that have played so many years to be where they are, and they created amazing albums, that we get influenced by.
Yeah.
So they deserve to be up there. But, just...
Give the small guy a chance also.
Exactly. We should all have a chance. So the only problem I have with the current music industry would be that, small bands don't get the chance. And speaking to any musicians, any artists and bands listening to this channel, I urge you to not feel down because you get sometimes rejected by bigger agents, by bigger opportunities. You need to create your own. You need to still, to keep your mind on the goal, and you need to keep going, because if this is what you love to do, this is what makes you feel passionate about life and music in general, it's something that fulfills you, then elitism should not be something that stops you. You need to just move past it. And I think that many of the big bands we know still lived in that elitism that started from the 70s, and they went on to be the big bands we know. So it's not easy. It's, as AC/DC puts it, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. The same goes to the metal scene. But support your own dreams as artists, and of course invest in your music, believe in it. And also for the people, for the audience, please believe in these guys and give them just a chance. You might actually really love and enjoy their music. Well, I personally, the only band for me is Hellpass. I don't have any other side projects. I put my 100% on Hellpass, and I do believe that a musician should have a variety of projects. Obviously, people, should invest in many different things, because you never know which project will move forward to become your success and which would not. And that's diversifying your risk. So I do completely understand that. In my opinion, you need to invest in one thing you believe in 100%. And as I said in previous questions, these people made me believe in this dream called Hellpass. So apart from that, I work. I am a manager. I manage sales as a sales manager, and I am also an HR, a human resources manager, at 4 companies. So on my day job, I do a lot with management, organizing and managing people, but my love is for music, is for heavy metal, and heavy metal for me is just Hellpass. It has one name and that's it. Although I'm not criticizing people having side projects. For example, my dear friend here, Alex, has some side projects he'd like to share with you.
Well, as far as musical projects go, I urge musicians to involve themselves in many different projects, not projects that play the same kind of music, but as Vasilis said, you need to have your main band or your main musical endeavor that you will put your soul and your mind and your body into it, and everything else is just for experimentation, and that experimentation will carry over in every other musical project that you have. So currently I do have an experimental ambient noise music project which is called Stigmergy, and I compose and arrange music there with my dear friend Max from Oregon, Max McCaggart, and everyone that
From Oregon, USA.
yeah, Oregon, USA, yeah. He lives in Portland, actually, and you can listen to Stigmergy on Bandcamp. We're basically a small project, and we keep everything limited. We only exist on Bandcamp. Apart from that, I'm a yoga instructor, I'm a yoga teacher, so yeah, this is pretty much everything that I'm involved with, and yeah, my biggest passion and energy goes into Hellpass, which is my main thing right now.
And to be specific, Stigmergy is basically the word stigma and energy, I guess, right? So it's Stigmergy, just for people to type it right correctly. I agree with Alex. I mean, you have to have different experiences. So basically what you get from different projects is basically experience and experimentation. You should try different genres, different styles, different techniques, maybe even different instruments, to grasp the variety of music, and that will help you as a musician in the future or in the present even to be better at the other genres you're playing. And the same thing goes to experience, because having experience in different genres, in different performances, in different shows, and in different recordings, you bring that to your music, to your main project. For example, for me, I mean, I love blues. I used to be a blues musician, so you sometimes can hear in my voice these blue notes that I can't get rid of because it's part of who I am now. But sometimes that helps you diversify from other metal singers that have different influences. So I think this is part of being creative.
And that's basically part of your identity as a singer and musician.
So people, work, work, work in music. That's our motto. Well, we are currently open on Bandcamp for pre-sale of our merch. We're gonna really be releasing our T-shirts for the band, and also in the future, near future, I would say, we're also gonna be releasing some more nifty gifties, I would say, gifties for the merch. We're gonna be releasing our album as a CD in the future as well. So everything you need to know about our merch, it's gonna be out in like a week, right? A week or 2 weeks. You can still pre-order it on Bandcamp, on our social media, of course. You can contact us on our email, and we are keeping track of all the pre-orders. Same thing goes in 2 weeks. You can just order it from our Bandcamp and our social media. Other than that, we have so many gigs booked for 2023, and we're starting to look in 2024. We have many gigs in Thessaloniki, many concerts in Thessaloniki, in Athens, in Volos. We're going to be playing during the summer in rock festivals all over Greece. For example, Over the Wall Festival in Creta. We have some other concerts that we are not yet allowed to announce. It's going to be a surprise, so stay tuned on our social media. And, well, one thing we can announce from concerts would be the tour, right?
The tour on November, we are honored that we will tour Central and Eastern Europe with Almighty Aralu, a black metal band from Israel. And also we are going to have Greek brothers with us. I'm referring to Among the Ruins.
Among Ruins,
Among Ruins. Metal band also from Athens.
Death metal band. To be specific.
So we're pretty much excited about that, and it's going to be on mid-November.
In Czech Republic, Hungary, and Romania, right? So there you go. I mean, for 2023, we have booked like 25, I think, concerts in total.
Maybe.
Maybe we're gonna reach 30. We'll see. We'll see. We really hope so because, you know, apart from recording an album, having photo shoots, having interviews, you know, apart from all this, basically what we love to do is concerts. As many concerts as possible. You know, people headbanging, mosh pit, you know, sweat and anger, angry, aggressive metal. So, yeah, other than the concerts and the merch, we are currently starting to write some new songs because, you know, the creative process never really ends. So we're right now working on the new songs that and the new single tracks that we're going to be promoting in the near future for our next album. We are not yet allowed to
share anything.
Or announce even the title. It's gonna be amazing, I promise you. Stay tuned on our social media. So yeah, anything you need to know about us is out there, streaming platforms and social media. So stay tuned. Greece is an amazing place to be if you love metal. We have a long tradition since the 80s from our fathers, so generations of metalheads. Therefore, you know, in the concerts, you feel the pulse of the audience. Metalheads in Greece don't just go to a concert to just go to a concert. They go there to move, sing, headbang. They make their presence felt in the concerts. And that's what we love about them, and that's why we always want more and more concerts in Greece, you know, and not to, not to compare these concerts with, you know, concerts abroad, you know, like in Europe, you know, there are some nations that just love to dance. Greeks are part of them, right? So the Greek metal scene is amazing because of the audience, obviously, and also because of the bands themselves. I mean, every day, every hour, every month of every year, there are new bands being created, even more so in Thessaloniki, I would say. I mean, it's like Hanover in Germany. It's the musical city of Germany. Well, the musical city of Greece is Thessaloniki. I gotta be honest, I mean, proportionally to Athens, we have more bands. So, I mean, I don't know, some people might argue that, you know, bigger cities would have more bands, etc. I'm just saying that I think northern Greece is a very musically active community. But Greece itself, whole of Greece, even islands, you know, like in Creta, they have so many amazing bands. So we do have many metalheads, and they do produce a lot of music. So all the people in your YouTube channel should really check out the Greek bands, the Greek metal bands, because they're gonna hear something probably different, probably we're like diversified with different influences. There are so many subgenres of our metal scene that I'm pretty sure you're gonna find something you like. So yeah, we are very active in Greece in metal, in terms of metal, and we really love it. That's why most of the, you know, big metal bands, they do come to Athens. I mean,
it's the capital after all.
Yeah, and we love going. The whole Greece is centered to Athens, and they're going to these huge metal concerts. We have so many really awesome metal festivals, and we have some amazing rock stations. You know, we keep metal alive, and that's what I love about Greece. So, and the bands each other, they do help each other. They do form an alliance against, you know, the trendy music, and we keep this thing alive, you know, from like the underground scene in Greece, from punk rock to street punk to hardcore music, you know, to metal, like from heavy metal, death metal, you know, we try to keep all this old era music, as, you know, young people would call it, you know, we try to keep it alive and revive it. So there you go. This is what Greece sounds like from the point of view of a Greek metalhead. Would you agree or would you disagree?
I would agree, definitely.
So there you go. Well, as we answered in a previous question, people, listen. First of all, you already support this channel, this YouTube channel, and this is awesome from you because supporting this type of YouTube channels really helps give podium a stand for new musicians to promote their music, their way of thinking, and for you to get to know some smaller bands that you might be interested in. So first of all, congratulations to your YouTube channel and congratulations to your audience for supporting this music. Even more so, you could support your local bands, as we said in the previous question. And I mean, if you would enjoy our music, us as well. We are available on all social media platforms, from Facebook to Instagram to YouTube. All streaming platforms like Apple Music, like Amazon Music, Spotify. You can see our content there. It's different for every social media that we are on. You could purchase our brand new merchandise. Check it out. We have some really cool styles on the t-shirts. And of course, listen to us. If you enjoyed, listen to some more. If you are nearby where we're touring, I mean, we're gonna be touring in the future everywhere in Europe for sure, and even
beyond,
beyond, you know. So if you hear that Hellpass is playing around, just come around, check us out, and we would really be happy to see you and meet you in private, you know. So
and headbang with you,
exactly.
and share our music and perform our music with you.
This is our goal, to tour the world and make people headbang.
Yeah.
So support us, support the bands, listen to us, listen to what we have to say, listen to our lyrics, and metalheads unite! To the metal gods! As we said, we never say no to any concert. We love performing. So we would love to come to Sri Lanka. We would love to perform there, have a tour in the whole region, and we invite all of the people there, to join us and enjoy all this. So that's it. We would like to really thank you for having us, your YouTube channel and your audience, for seeing what the Greek metal bands could have to say, and for promoting our music, our existence, for helping us reaching a broader audience. We sincerely would like to thank you. This was Hellpass. Check us out, Gates of War, new album, all social media. Peace.